This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with a quick daily wrestling news update for you. Apparently, Edge, who was kind of alluding that it was the end of his WWE contract last night in Toronto, I think that was all being done to try and pop a rating, which, by the way, the ratings haven't been released yet. There's no fast national rating. Last week's SmackDown rating wasn't that great, but apparently this last night was the last match he had on his contract with WWE. But he's still actually under contract till the end of September. So by saying, but he didn't say that before. He was making people think that he could possibly go to AEW for Wembley Stadium without saying it, getting people talking about him, speculating about him, getting him out there in the news, which is smart. I guess he could still technically wrestle more, but they would have to pay him above his contract, which according to the Wrestling Observer is $3 million a year plus merchandise, I'd assume. As far as WWE, he's pretty stale in WWE, I would say. Overall, he hasn't been a big ratings getter in WWE. I'd like to see him in AEW. I'm not saying that in a bad way. 25 years ago this week, the Warriors showed up on Nitro. Cool. Also, Dan Hewson, who seems to be pretty injury prone, has been out since March with a torn pec. I remember just before Ring of Honor was bought by AEW, he had a injury as well that he was needing money for GoFundMe to fund. Thank God in AEW they pay for injuries. Macy Estrella, former WWE Lacey Evans, is opening a cafe called the Sunny Summer Cafe in Beaufort, South Carolina. So that explains what her plans are. I still think she could end up in AEW. But to run your own business, I mean, it's a lot of work. Yes, Chris, AEW could use some big names. It's definitely a very underwhelming Wembley Stadium card. I think the big draw of Wembley Stadium is they're going to have 80,000 people in this stadium. As far as the matches, none of them really stand out as anything special. And by the way, WWE is in Ottawa tonight. There's over 4,000 tickets out, apparently, which is good for a house show. I know Cody Rhodes is on the show. I'm not sure who else. But Jack Kilby is out front handing out flyers for Renfrew. So if you haven't shown up yet, I think he's going to be out there another hour or so. So go say hello to Jack Kilby. Have a good night.
Action. Jack Kilby here at the site of the WWE card in Ottawa, Ontario. But what I'm here to talk about is the card coming up from Great North Wrestling November the 4th in Renfrew, the Renfrew Reckoning. You will see stars there such as Magnum McLaren, the new Canadian champion, Jeremy Prophet, Blood Hunter, and Rene Dupree. Get your tickets now at ticketweb.ca and make sure that you don't miss out on this because seating will be limited. Ticketweb.ca is where you can find the ticket information for November 4th, Renfrew Reckoning. Don't you dare miss it.